Hey guys, welcome to Vesna TV. For today's episode, I'm creating 3 really easy and fun Christmas signs. For the very first sign, I'm using this round piece of plywood that my husband cut from scrap plywood. Now, if you don't have access to that, sometimes on Marketplace you can find these wood rounds, but if not, you can always use a pizza pan from the Dollar Tree. And I'm spray painting it in the trim clad flat white. So I've been kind of playing around with purchasing different designs, and Creative Fabrica actually reached out to me to see if I wanted to collaborate, and of course I said yes after I looked at their website. I hadn't heard of them before, but they have tons and tons of amazing graphics, and they have a subscription, and I've got an offer for you for the subscription for $1 for their all access subscription for a month. So if you want to give it a try and take a look at it, it's linked in my description below. They have tons and tons and tons of graphics. It's and fonts and designs and all sorts of things. It's pretty amazing. So check it out. And they do even have some freebies. So make sure you click that link below and check them out. So what I did was I used this Merry Christmas design, and I had an idea to use plaid for the bottom of my sign, and this was great because it was already made into a round design for a round sign. So what I did was I hid the plaid part, so I didn't cut that part out. I just cut out the Merry Christmas so that I could use that because I wanted to use my Dollar Tree fabric. You can totally use that plaid design and make it yourself. So I've seen lots of people do this like freehand, and this is already done for you, and your Cricut can do that for you. So it's really cool. And so I cut out the Merry Christmas. Now I accidentally ripped one of the R's, so I just went back and I used an Easy November font to just add in the R. It doesn't match up 100%, but it's pretty close. So then I weeded everything out. Now, when I wanted to use black vinyl instead of, usually when I do these things, I always like paint it in. But for this one, I wanted to actually use the vinyl. And I had Cricut vinyl on hand. So I had used Cricut vinyl this time. Sometimes I use Dollar Tree, and sometimes I use just like a whatever brand off of Amazon. But this time I used Cricut. And it worked pretty well, except for that R that I ripped off. And when you're transferring any kind of design, you make sure that you use transfer paper, or in my case, what I used was Dollar Tree shelf liner, just the clear one. And what I do is I kind of just put it on my shirt a little bit so it's not so sticky because I don't want it to rip the paint off or anything like that. And once you do that, then your design is ready to be applied anywhere. So I have this fabric from the Dollar Tree leftover from last year, and it's quite wrinkled. So I'm going to have to steam it. And I'm featuring another thing in this video. Normally I don't do so many things, but I just happened to get the steamer from Hilife, and they sent it over for me to try out. So I thought I'd try it out in this video. And I'm going to use it to steam this fabric because it had been at the bottom of my closet, like wrinkled up. I forgot that I even had it. I thought I had more pieces because I used it earlier this season, but I don't know what I did with that piece. But then I found this piece, but then I had to steam it. So anyway, all I'm doing is I'm measuring out how many squares I want at the top and how many I want at the bottom, making sure it's enough. And I'm just using a pencil to put kind of where I want to cut it, just so that way I have enough fabric, as I said. And I'll just show you how I use the steamer. It's a really cute little steamer and really easy to use and very light, which is great for people who have hurt themselves like me and need something light in their hands. If you're interested in checking out what the steamer is all about, I will have a link to the Amazon page below, so just check it out. And it's really easy to use, so you just fill up the water, make sure you fill it up to the max, not more, And I did a little bit less just so it wouldn't like bubble over too much. When you're using it, make sure you don't tilt it. I tilted it at first. I don't know why I tilted it and expected a different result, but make sure you don't tilt it. And the best way to do it is to kind of have it hanging off of something and like with a back. So what I did is I did it on my shower. I hung it off of a hanger, and then it had the glass in the back so I could kind of properly steam it. If you're doing a like a shirt or something like that, it'll be much easier because it'll be bigger and you don't need a back, but that's what I did here because I was steaming a little thing. So I'm pretty impressed. It's quite small and it did a really good job steaming this fabric, and I did both sides. So you can just kind of, I'll show you a little bit how wrinkled it was and how good of a job it did steaming everything. I was like I said, pretty impressed. If you are interested in checking this out, again, I'll have that link, and I do have a 15% off code, so if you just use that link, it will work for you. So that's kind of neat. And it's very inexpensive. It's under $30. So really affordable. If you're looking for a handheld steamer, this is a good option. So moving on, after I steam this, I'm going to be putting it onto my sign. But before I do that, I want to kind of measure out where I want this Merry Christmas, and then I'll wrap the fabric around after. So I've measured out the middle and then kind of where the middle is, and then how big my letters are, and then where I want to position the highest letter. So I just marked it off. This you'll have to kind of do on your own. It just depends on how big your round is. So what I did, even when I should go back to when I was creating the design. What I did was I measured out how big my circle was, and it was 15 inches. And that's the kind of circle that I made on Cricut. And the great thing with that design was because it was already made for a circle sign, you just had to make that circle the size of your sign. So really easy to do it that way. That's why sometimes it's nice to purchase these SVGs that are already created because someone's done the work for you. Unless you're really good at graphics, it's like very time consuming, and then it's trial and error. And this was so easy. So again, I positioned it then in the where I wanted it to be on my wood round. So, and I kind of I eyeballed it to be kind of in the middle. So the words were, I believe, 4 inches. So I kind of did like 2 and 2. So this is kind of something that you'll have to do depending on how big you do everything and what design you wind up using. I will link this design in the description below if you decide to use it. And you know that my wood round is 15 inches, so you can take it from there. But anyway, so I put it on this wood round and then I put the fabric on. So I use that little mark that I made with a pencil as my guide to which squares I have to cut off, and I just use a fabric cutting tool. And then I do it for both sides, and then I fold it down one set of squares and hot glue it so that way it gives a more smooth looking edge. And then I just use a hand staple gun to staple the fabric to the back. And the reason I'm not hot gluing it is because it will be on my door, probably my outside door, or I might hang it up inside, but I want to have the option for both. And sometimes hot glue with the changes in weather, it kind of doesn't last forever. So I thought if I reinforce it with the staples, it will stay for a good amount of time. And then the only thing I wind up hot gluing is a bow, and I'm okay if the bow falls off because I can always remake a bow. So I add the fabric to the top and bottom, and then I create a bow. I did not show you me creating the bow and actually even adding the fabric to the top because it's the same thing. You don't need to watch me do it twice. The video is going to be too long if we do that. But the bow, I just used Dollar Tree ribbon and I just made loops that I twirled around each other, and then I hot glued the bow to the top of the sign. The reason I'm not showing you how I did the bow is because I stink at making bows. So it's not a fun tutorial to watch me do a bow. It never I feel like I just don't do you any favors by showing that to you. So I'll show you the finished bow. And then I just added these little sticks from the Dollar Tree just in there, and I kind of poke them through. And then I added a little bell. The bell is just, it's actually from like it's from our wedding, but you can still get these in the wedding section. And I just kind of put it in there, and I figured if I do wind up using it on the door, it'll ding every time you open it. And then I hot glue that, and then I'm going to add some jute rope to the back here so that way you can hang it, and I'll hot glue that as well, and then I'll reinforce it with a staple. So there you can see I've done that, and that's all there is to it. I think it's gorgeous. Let me know what you think. This is my favorite sign out of all three. I love it. For the second sign, I'm creating a candy cane lane sign, and I'm just using a scrap piece of cedar board from which is left over, no, not cedar board, I'm lying, pressure treated board, which is left over from a project in the backyard, and the piece is 24 inches long. And again, I've used another design from Creative Fabrica, which I'll link below as well. And I am weeding it right now. I'll speed through this, but same idea. This time I'm going to be painting in the letters, so I used, this is a shelf liner as well. No, this is a vinyl. This is a vinyl that I used for my stencil. Again, you could use shelf liner. I really like this, and it was a big roll that I got off of Amazon 2 years ago almost now, and it's lasted me forever. So I'm weeding this out, and I will be painting it red for Candy Cane Lane. This sign will be going outside, so I will spray protect it as well. I won't show you that. You don't have to do that. I'm just going to use a clear spray for the outside because I want to hang it up. We have a row of candy canes going up to our front door, and then beside one of the row of candy canes, I have like a little post where I hang plants, and I would like to hang this on there. Now, I'm not going to show you which things I'm using for the hooks because that will be my husband's job to figure out. I create these things and he has to figure out how to hang them sometimes, especially when it's outside, because sometimes things have to be done differently. The inside I always do, but for the outside, that's his job. And I'm using this holiday red paint from the Dollar Tree. It's just an acrylic paint. And I'm going to be dabbing it with my little stenciling brush from the Dollar Tree. Once the sign is dry, I do a second coat, and this is what it looks like after 2 coats. And then I go ahead and I just dry brush a little bit of white. I thought about painting this white, but because it's going to be outside and it'll get snowed and rained on, I thought the paint might chip. So this way, if I just dry brush a little bit of white, it'll give that effect and that kind of aged look as it is with the wood, and the wood will gray on its own. So this should look okay. But I really like this. Is so cute. It's super, super cute. And my little guy was watching me do it, and he was very excited that there were candy canes on here. He's all about the candy canes. And for the white, I'm just using the Deco Art chalk paint. So here's the finished piece. Let me know what you think. I will likely have a picture of it on my Instagram. When like posted the picture of it in my garden, posted on my Instagram. My goodness, I can't even talk. It's late at night, so I should go to bed. For the last sign, I'm using the bamboo cutting board from the Dollar Tree, and I am spray painting it with the Rust-Oleum Colonial Red spray paint. I also love these spray paints as well, but they're a little bit more pricier than the other one. And I spray paint it once, and then again I'm using another design from Creative Fabrica, and I've cut it out with my Cricut again on that stenciling vinyl. And I am just again using my shelf liner as transfer paper, and I'm going to dab it with some of that white Deco Art chalk paint. Now, I just want you to look at my table. My table is a mess because I'm also creating another video for Tuesday, so the stuff from that video is there. I start off with a really nice, clean working space, and by the time I'm done my crafting, it looks like a disaster because I don't put it away right away because I'm using everything, and then 99% of the time I'm in a rush because the kids need me or something for work or dinner or whichever. I've gotten out of the habit. We have soccer now in the mornings on the weekends, so I'm kind of with one, either with one child at soccer or with the other child at home. So I'm not doing my crafting like I was in the summer, where I just kind of went and I did it in the morning or while they were sleeping. Now it's all kind of thrown off. So anyway, I'm dabbing using that stenciling brush again to apply the paint. Actually, sorry, for this one I'm not using my stenciling brush. I'm just using one of these little foam dabbers from the Dollar Tree, and I'm dabbing on the paint. And whenever you're doing these signs, I don't think I mentioned it in the other one, you want to kind of wipe off the excess paint so you're not caking on too much. You're better off doing 2 coats than putting too much paint on at once. So I did 2 coats of the white paint, and then I dry brushed white around this as well, and a little bit more on the edges, and then all over top. And I wanted it to kind of look like it was almost like sugary, powdered sugary, I guess, or whatever you want to say, and a little bit aged. I always like everything to be a little bit aged. So this is what I'm showing you right here. And I love the way this turned out. So here's the finished piece. Let me know what you think. Tell me which one is your favorite. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you on Tuesday where I show you some amazing gifts that you can make for anyone on your list, for all from the Dollar Tree, which is awesome because money's tight usually around this time of year. So if you need some quick gifts, some cute gifts, come back on Tuesday. If you want to buy any of these things, a subscription or that steamer, make sure you hit that link below for your coupon. And make sure you check out these videos that I'm recommending at the end. Again, thank you very much for watching. You guys are amazing. That's what keeps me going when making these videos is your comments, your likes, your watches, you sharing my videos. That all helps, and it makes all of this that much more worth it. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Stay safe.